Hello everyone, my name is Agrita Spēlmane. I'm nutritionist and fitness trainer, and today we're gonna talk how to reduce the sweets and proper snacks, using more proper snacks in your daily diet. If we're gonna talk about the sweet taste, what's your first expressions about the sweet taste? We have 4 flavors, and one is the sweet, the bitter, sour, and salty. And the sweet one is, I think it's the most strongest one because it's already from our childhood. Imagine eating grapefruits or something bitter. It's not so rewarding your taste and your balance, and it doesn't affect your mood. But the sweet taste is the thing. And we need to think about really a lot, because we need to be careful. Remember, maybe you don't remember, but the first things when we know the taste of sweetness is in the childhood. And if there's a problem, it was how I was raised. When I felt bad or broke something or hit my head, my parents gave me something sweet, and it was really nice because I forgot the pain. Yeah, and then the problem starts. You need to think about it, not just from your side, but from whole world side. And after then, when someone sees a teenager eating emotions, then just binge eating. When you feel bad, cake helps. When you feel really happy, cake and champagne helps. Yeah, and that's how it works. How it's like addicts, like we are like addicts in this 21st century if we're talking about the sugar intake. It's like using the drugs or being an alcoholic or smoke. So if you consume more, you have the feeling you need more, because we have, it's really difficult system, but it's about the pleasure. And in our brain there is some hormone called dopamine, and when we are feeling like pleasure or having good taste after, I don't know, eating the cake or something really sweet, the system works really hardly, and later you need to eat more to have the same effect. So, and remember, as I said, if you're consuming more sugar, you will need more sugar. Not because your brain works, no, it doesn't work like that, but just because it's addiction. If we talk, if we're looking on data tomography, like I've seen the pictures of this, people using sugar and people using drugs. It activates the same brain centers, the same ones. Then we need to think about it. It's really addiction, and how to get rid of it. You need to stop using sugar in your daily life, like raffinate sugar. I'm not talking about fruits or some kind of snacks. No, it's allowed, but clear sugar, which are the most in yogurts, some drinkable yogurts, in cakes and chocolates. Imagine 1 bar of the chocolate, 100 grams, contains 48 grams of sugar. It's quite a lot, it's a half. Can you eat 10 tablespoons, teaspoons, sorry. Can you eat 10 tablespoons or teaspoons with sugar, with a clean sugar? No. And mostly people doesn't know that they consuming so much of sugar. We need to think about it. And just the one condition is when we need to really have this sweets we want them, is when we are in a deficit of chromium. But it's not so often. If you're gonna do your blood tests and see, okay, the chromium, Yeah, it really means I want sweets because of my health condition. That works like that. But if your blood levels and blood, these tests are okay, then it's just addiction. And how to beat it, like every addiction. Mostly we want to eat sweet taste when we are hungry. It's how our brain works. Because it's an easy energy. Imagine you haven't eaten for 5-6 hours. You're hungry. And you're going into the store. And there's a lot of everything. Yeah, stores are pretty cool because you can have there anything. You don't need to hunt or try to find the berries. You just consume, eat and consume what there is. And our brain just thinks, okay, I need sugar, it's a fast energy, and if I drink that sugar, that's gonna be better. The drinking sugar or this carbonated sugary drinks, it's the worst because it affects our insulin level really high, and insulin is the hormone which is more about the sugar intake and how we can live without having these insulin comas. Yeah, when you have eaten a lot of sweet, then your insulin levels work, and insulin works to reduce the sugar in the blood, so you're not hyperactive. And if you're using, I don't know, maybe drink Coke for every day of your life, then in one part your insulin system doesn't work like that anymore because it's used to it and don't have the cells anymore to just create the insulin. And then there's diabetes. Okay, we're not gonna talk about first type of diabetes, it's a really serious disease, but we're talking about second type of diabetes, which we can get just consuming a lot of sugar and sweets. So if we are able to cut the sugar, I'm gonna tell you one story from my life. A couple years ago, we tried to cut the sugar, like all the sugary drinks, everything that contains clear raffinate sugar. We even didn't eat the fruits. What happened? There was 28 days. Yeah, 28 days. And the first 2 days it was really okay. I was feeling so energetic. Everything was good. And then on the third day, I was really aggressive, in a bad mood, like addict. What happened? Do you know what happened to me or someone else who tries to cut the sugar? Yeah, my body started to want the sugar. Why don't you eat the sugar? And then these days from 3rd till 7th day, it was pretty hard because I needed to have a discipline not to eat sugar, because it's easy. Sugar is everything, everywhere around us. You going to the store, you have just few things to buy what doesn't contain the sugar. Yeah, or need to be really specific about that. What happened after that? After 21 days, already it was really good. Feeling was good. I missed the fruits. Yeah, because we need to put them in our diet. But after these 28 days, I tried to eat sweet chocolate. I don't remember anymore, but it was so crazy sweet. It was so, oh my God, that was like my body wasn't understanding what's happening. And the first, what I would say, it's about our tongue and the sweet. If we're not using this taste, we are adapting. It's the same about salty foods or really high in sugar foods or drinks, because they are affecting our tongue system, yeah, or our feeling of taste. And if you're used to not having these sweets, then it's okay. You function normal. And even the broccoli or spinach has taste. Yeah, it means that in 21st century we are really addicts of sugar. How to reduce it? Just don't do a lot of things. Okay, first of them, if you're eating just once or twice per day, your sugar level in your blood decreases, and then is the thing you're really hungry. And as I told you, the easiest way of the brain is energy from sugar. Yeah, it's how our body works. It's a fast energy. But then if you ate or drink something really sweet in an empty stomach is the worst, then your level of sugar in your blood system like increases like the mountain. Yeah, and it's 15-20 minutes, and after that you're feeling really good for 30 minutes, and then the sugar coma decreases down and you are under your normal level of glycogen and glucose in your blood, and that means where the problem starts. Or the one, you're grumpy. Second one, you want a next dose of sugar. And imagine if you're all the time in this sugar circle, addiction circle, it's like always, and you want that, and then it decreases, then you want, and again. Yeah, that's how it works. And you need to put it in your brain. Less sugar means more more life quality. Yeah, it's think about it. How much sugar do you intake? You need just 5 teaspoons. It's 25 grams. We can just use it eating a whole bar of chocolate. Yeah. But there's another products like bread and everything else where we have this sugar. But think about it, you are upset. When you're upset, you want sugar. Yeah, because it activates your dopamine system again. What would you do in this case if you want to try to lose the weight? Or look, my skin looks healthier. I don't want these black rings under my eyes, these poofy eyes. It's what sugar does. And if I don't want that, I need to put something in there. Like dopamine system works like that. Or the first one is go for a walk in the nature. The second one is don't try to eat like one or twice per day. Just 3, 4, 5 hours between the meals. If you don't have a time, I'm the person who almost always in a rush. So I don't have a time for casual, normal eating sometimes, mostly after the lunch and before the supper. And that's 7-8 hours of my schedule. I have no time to eat or prepare something. So sometimes I use snacks, sometimes I use the cocktails. This is one of the cocktails I'm using, is the green white, this balanced Adapt. There's 3 flavors. I'm gonna tell you about them a little bit later. Yeah, but it's really nice not to have this hungriness when you want to eat whole everything out of the fridge, because it's damaging. At first it's damaging your body, and no, at the first I would say it's damaging your emotional state. You're feeling guilty about that, and then it just destroys your body. So don't let it even start. Just think before you're doing. About the snacks, I would say prepare for that. Yeah, prepare for that. If you don't have a time, you will be hungry. It's how it works. It's the nature. We are people. And if you have these 6-7 hours between your meals and you think, okay, where I'm gonna eat, what I'm gonna eat, oh, it's gonna be okay. No, it's not. It's not gonna be okay. You will have this breaking point, and then you will eat everything. Or take some sugary, I don't know, Coke, sweets, chocolate cake, donuts, it doesn't matter what, the raffinate sugar. It's gonna affect your immune system, and after 30-50 minutes, it's gonna affect your mood. So prepare. what are these snacks? Do you think you can call for yourself now some snacks which are healthy? I can say to you, it's a lot of worry about this. You can eat some fruits. As I said the previous lesson, that you can eat 200 grams of fruits per day. It's 2 big bananas, or really big apple, or some fruits you can consume while you don't have a time. Because how much it takes to eat banana? I don't think it's so much of time, yeah. But one more for those who don't love the sweet taste but just want to eat something. You can boil the eggs. They can stay with you for almost 6-7 hours. And then when you have this feeling you're gonna eat whole fridge, or you're gonna buy in the store something, some candy bar or something else, eat an egg. Eat a piece of cheese. It's protein. As I said, protein helps to feel full. And protein with fat, like in cheese, there are just protein and just fat. And if you eat a bit of cheese, one slice of cheese, it helps you to calm down. So that's the one. Or some granola bars. You can do it by yourself. It doesn't take so much time to make them. Just use dried fruits. They contain sugar. But we're not gonna talk about small things. We're gonna talk in general, because you need to start with something. If you're gonna be too harsh on yourself, you're gonna break. And we don't want it. We want long-term goals, and long-term these goals we are just trying to get. And if you don't have a time, just use some powder or cocktail. It's not the worst thing in your life. Yeah, because as I said, sometimes I just need a balanced diet, but I don't have a time for it. What the kind of nutritionist is that who eats unhealthy? Yeah, that's not a good thing. So I prepare to do some snacks. If I don't have, sometimes I have in the car these balancers, and I just need a water. Sometimes warm water, sometimes cold water. So that's the reason how you can refuse your binge eating things. And we're gonna talk about emotional eating. Yeah, emotional eating, binge eating, stress eating, those are similar terms. 21st century, yeah, I think, and you think too, that it's really stressful lifestyle. It's a lot of information. We're trying to get everywhere, doing a lot of stuff. We need to work. Women need to raise our children and doing everything else. And we are pretty busy. And sometimes we feel anxious about some kind of emotions, or in a job, or in a family. And as I said before, when we were children and someone did it for us, then we just have this emotional eating thing in our brain system, and it's gonna affect us in a whole life. But we can struggle with that. We can fight with that just to have these planned meals. You need to think about it, that as I think, sometimes I really want to eat whole cake. Yes, of course I want it. But if it's the best for me, of course it's not. Yeah, because you need to be prepared. Then, okay, I will have a lot of stress. I don't have a time to eat, and then I'm just preparing for that with some snacks or some cocktails, or I even don't have sweets at home, because consuming them when you're anxious or emotional, it affects your body, and it's like a circle. You're feeling guilty. You ate, I don't know, half of the cake, whatever, cheese salad, yeah, 300 grams of cheese salad with 1.5 thousand calories, yeah, or whole cake or something else, and then you feel guilty, then you stop eating, and then the circle goes again because your glucose level in your blood system decreases really crazy, and then you want to eat something else again. Don't do that. If there are celebration, eat that cake, but then just for 2 days don't eat sweets. Yeah, just consume more water, or use these cocktails. About them. Use the fiber. The fiber is in linseed, the fiber is in grains, in veggies, in fruits, in berries. Yeah, we can do this too. Don't drink orange juice, eat an orange. Yeah, that's how we can decrease the level of it. And if we're gonna talk about these balancers, adapt products, like the cocktails, they have 3 tastes. That's for sure. That's for those who love the sweets. But one of them is matcha latte with coconut milk, pina colada with cocoa milk, and cappuccino with coconut milk. Yeah, it's pretty cool if you like the sweet taste. But remember, there's some more benefits, not just inside of these products of a balanced diet, but about these products. There's no sugar. It means no addiction. Yeah, you can just joke or kidding with your body and not consume sugar. Remember, as I said, if you don't consume sugar, your body doesn't want it anymore after some time. If you're addict to sweets, it's not going to be easy at first. Yeah, I'm not lying to you. It's not easy at first, but you can do it if you're prepared. Yeah? So, antioxidants, what does they do? They protecting us from cancer. Like literally, or in our immunity system level. And these are like vitamin E, like a lot of vitamins. Vitamin C is one of antioxidants, yeah. And we need to understand that sometimes we don't have a place to cook. Okay, these products you cannot cook. You don't need it. You just need the water. I have in my this box when I'm putting my documents. There's sometimes one of these cocktails, and okay, I'm really stressful now. I need to go from one side of the city to the other. It's a traffic. Oh, I don't have a time. I just need the water. It's quite okay. I think so. And a lot of people has allergies now from milk, from dairy, from cow's protein, yeah, and lactose intolerance. A lot of people, because our digestive system is weaker than 100 years before. We are spoiled, so we need to think about how to feel more qualitative in our life, and how to not suffer from bloated or digestive system. It's crazy. You don't feel good, and you need to feel good. That this product is without lactose, and it's from coconut milk, so it's different. There's no cow's protein, which affects our digestive system. So if it's good for vegetarians too, because no dairy, no animals in there, just the plant-based protein, yeah. And the coconut is like the sweet taste overall, and it's natural sweet. I didn't say you before, but it depends what kind of sweet it is. If it's refined sugar, it affects us really badly. If it's natural sugar, okay, we are not talking about diet line. That could affect your body weight if you're eating a lot of sugar, even the healthy one. But if you are using something that doesn't contain refined sugar, it's definitely healthier than refined sugar that infects your immunity system, as I said it. So yeah, and we need to think about it. In the 21st century, we have a lot of products. They are with GMO. So this product helps you because it's without GMO. And it's nice to have some products which are most natural than, I don't think. I'm not gonna say whose products has GMO mostly, because it depends. There's no such a bad products overall, like except the raffinate sugar. So you can consume everything and be healthy. But it depends from the brands, you know that, yeah? And if we are gonna talk about, let's try to overall thinking about everything that we were talking here about sugar. Let's try to understand that sugar is like a poison. And I really mean it. Don't try to eat it so much. Why you need it? Because you're addict. And just beat your addiction and use the more fruits instead of. Get rid of your dopamine system, your pleasure centers. Try to do it in a different way. Have more physical activities in fresh air. Drink some cocktails, eat some snacks, some fruits, some granolas. I like protein yogurt too with the granola. It's good and it helps you without a daily intake of sugar. So you need to remember that don't eat just twice per day. You need to have stable emotional well-being. Believe me, yeah. Have you ever met the people who are on the wrong diet? Not right, but the wrong diet. They are not eating. They are angry. They are really angry. Don't be that person. Yeah, because you can be happy not using the sugar. So just don't eat twice per day. Every 3-4 hours you need some meal. Okay, not before sleep. Yeah, you don't need a lot of energy before sleep. This is a good cocktail, good product for those who cannot stop in the evening, because they just drink the cocktail and you mix it 200 grams of water. So it means it's whole glass. It's quite enough for your stomach. And if you're still really hungry, drink some water or tea. Yeah, so it works like that. And our stomach adapts. Our stomach adapts to food intake, how much food we are intaking, how much water we drink. Our body can adapt to almost all states. So do it. Please do it right. Please try to cut the sugar. Okay, maybe if you're really addict to the sugar, try to use less sugar, or use these cocktails, or use the fruits or something else, so you don't have this emotionally breakdowns. If you are feeling anxious, I would say it's not about nutrition, but just get more good sleep, and then you're gonna feel better. And today it's gonna be okay for this topic. I'm telling you, reduce the sugar, but I'm saying always reduce the sugar. And with you was Agrita Spēlmane, and see you in the next lesson. Bye everyone.